In this question, we're given a phase diagram and we're asked for several pieces of information about it. Before we do that, though, let's identify the different parts of the phase diagram based on the letters that are given here. So, a phase diagram has temperature on the x-axis, in this case in Kelvin, and pressure on the y-axis, in this case in atmospheres. So the first region I'd like to look at is A, just because it's labeled A. And basically, we have relatively low temperatures, so pretty far to the left on the x-axis, and everything except extremely low pressures, very low down here on the y-axis. So at low temperatures and anything but extremely low pressures, the substance will exist as a solid. If we look at point H, which is not alphabetically next, but it ties in with this, we have extremely low pressures way down here, okay, on the y-axis, and high temperatures way to the right on the x-axis. So this is where it exists as a gas. In intermediate temperatures and pressures, we have the liquid state. Now, point F is called the triple point. This is the point at which all three of the phases can exist at the same time. C is called the critical point. This is the point at which, above which, you can end up with a supercritical fluid, which is somewhere between a liquid and a gas, but there's indistinguishable liquid and gas at that point, which is a new phase of matter called the supercritical fluid. So the other thing is that we have to identify is B, G, and D, these lines. In ALEKS, it says that this is the B is the solid-liquid coexistence line. This is sometimes referred to as the fusion curve. The points at which, the line at which, you have both a solid and a liquid. Fusion essentially means melting, that is basically occurring when you go from a solid to a liquid. G is going to be the phase between the solid and the gas, which is sometimes referred to as the sublimation curve. And then finally, D is between a liquid and a gas. So this is sometimes called the vaporization curve. So now we've identified all of the points in case the question that you happen to be looking at asks for one of these. Note that ALEKS does use slightly different terminology. This would be the solid-liquid coexistence curve. This would be, D would be the liquid-gas coexistence curve. These are just different names for it. So it says, at which point would the sample of pure X be a mixture of solid, liquid, and gas? Well, that's exactly what the triple point is. The triple point is a point at temperature and pressure at which all three phases of matter exist. So, that is point F. It says, if a sample of pure X is a liquid, in which region of the temperature and pressure, in which region must the temperature and pressure be? So, the liquid is in region E. So, E is the liquid, we had already identified that. Along which line would a sample of pure X be a mixture of solid and liquid? That would be along this fusion curve, which is point B. So now we've identified all the places of a phase diagram.